Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video, we're going to show you how to change out the GE Dryer Drum Baffle. It's going to be a very easy repair and it'll only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the new drum baffle. The drum baffle is located inside the dryer and helps the clothes tumble. The main reason you'll be changing it out is if it's damaged and it's damaging your clothes or your clothes aren't drying properly. In order to change the part, we have to take the dryer apart. First thing we're going to do is open up the door. Once you have the door open, we're going to remove these two screws that hold the top on. We're going to use a Phillips screwdriver to take them out. Once you have them out, we're going to close the door and go around back. Now we're going to use the corner nut driver to take out the screws that hold the access panel on. Then we can lift the panel up, take it off. And we're going to use a small flathead screwdriver to help take the ground wire off if it's tight. Once you have it off, you can set the panel aside. Now that we have the back panel on, we have access to the control board. There's a lot of wires in here, so if you need to, take a picture of it so you remember where they go. They're all held on by locking tabs, so we're going to reach in and press the locking tabs and pull them off. Now that we have all the wires off the controls, we have to take the Ethernet plug off. There's a little locking tab on this side. So we're just going to take a small flathead screwdriver and press in, and then press on it. And then just let it go. Once you have the Ethernet plug out, we're going to use the 1/4" nut driver to take out the long screws that hold on the control panel. Once you have the screws out, there's just a bunch of tabs around the control panel that hold it in. So we're just going to pull back to release them, and you can lift it off and set it aside. Now we have to get the wires down through the top of the dryer. They have these little covers on each side, so we're going to use the 1/4" nut driver to take out the screws that hold them in. Once you have the screw out, you just lift up on the cover and pull it out and set it aside. Then we're going to take the wires out of the little holder right here. Just need to unclip it. And then carefully feed the wires down through the hole so we can take the top off. Once you have this side down, we can do the other side. Then we're going to use the Phillips screwdriver to remove the screw on each side that holds the top to the cabinet. There's some tabs in the front, so we're just going to lift up on a little bit. And then there's part of the top goes underneath the lip on the cabinet. So we're going to lift up on it and then push it back. And then lift it off and set it aside. Now that we have access to the drum, we're just going to turn it until we find the screws that hold the drum baffle on that's damaged. And we're just going to use the Phillips screwdriver to take them out. You want to make sure you don't drop the screws, otherwise you're going to have to fish them out from the bottom of the dryer. Once you're taking the last screw out, you want to open up the door and just reach in and grab the baffle so it doesn't fall. Once you have the last screw out, you can pull the drum baffle out. Here's the old drum baffle next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. To put the new drum baffle in, you just want to lift it up and line up the screw holes. And just be careful you don't drop any of the screws. Just get them started, and then we can use the Phillips screwdriver to tighten them down. Once you have the screws tightened down, we can close the door and put the dryer back together. You want to make sure that the lip of the top goes underneath the panel here, so it locks it in place. And as you lower it down, you want to make sure that these tabs go up into the top so it's lined up properly. And slide it forward. Once you have it in place, we're just going to pull the wires out, make sure they don't get pinched in between the top and the cabinet when we're putting it on. Once you have the wires out, we're going to come to the front and open up the door. Then we can use the Phillips screwdriver to put in the screws to hold the top to the cabinet. You might have to pull the top forward a little bit to get the holes to line up. Once you have the screws in, we can close the door. Now we can put the screws on in the back. We're just going to line them up and put them in. Then we can use the Phillips screwdriver to tighten them down. Now we can put the covers on and route the wires. We're just going to put the feet down into little openings. And then we can use the 1/4-inch nut driver to put the screw in. Then we can grab the wire and run it through the holder, lock it in place. Once you have this one done, you can do the other side. To put the control panel in, you have to make sure all these tabs and openings line up around it, and then push it forward to lock it in place. Once you have those on, we can use the 1/4-inch nut driver to put in the screws to hold it down. Now we can reconnect all the wires. First thing we're going to do is reconnect the Ethernet wire. There's a little tab down here at the bottom that you have to line up, and you're going to push this side in first so it hooks over here, and then snap the other side in. Now we can attach the rest of the wires to the control board. We're just going to follow the Ethernet cable up to this one. It goes right up here on the board. Just want to make sure these click in and get good connection on them all. The next one is the pink, gray, and green. It's going to go right up here. Then we have this one that goes on the other end of the board. It's the white, black, and yellow. And then we have the relay wires, which, remember, there was the relay with the blue wire and the relay with the purple wire that matched the stickers. Then we can grab the red and black wire from the other end. It plugs right up here in the control board. Once you have all the wires on, we can put the access panel back on. To put it on, we just want to grab the ground wire and push it onto the ground terminal. Once you have the wire in, we're going to lift up the access panel so the little feet go into the holders and let it drop down into place. Then we're going to use the 1/4-inch nut driver to put in the screws. Now that we have the dryer put back together, you can plug it in and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.